Hi guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Vela Komalo. I do videos based on faith, lifestyle and homemaking. So today we're back with an important topic because I just realized that my viewers are between the ages like 18 to 44, let's say. So I'm like, this is an important topic, and there's a lot of assumptions about this topic, so let's just get right into it. So today's video we are going to be talking about marriage. I'm newly married, but then I'm like, I feel like I've been in this game for a long time. So I just want to have a open conversation with you guys, talk about all things marriage, because today we're having a marriage one-on-one. Be it you're already married, be it you are looking to get married in the future, even if you are a female, you are a male, this is a video for you. So please watch till the end so that you get to get the tips, the sauce, everything about marriage, because I'm going to share it today. So I did put a question and answer type of thing on my community tab, as well as on my Instagram, but people didn't respond. Like Instagram, I literally got like I got two questions. One of them was from me, because you guys do not want to ask a man, or I don't know if you don't want to get married or you don't have any questions about marriage. But then my community tab did show up and show off. So I'm proud of the YouTube family, because you guys are gonna support me and you guys ask questions. So let's get right into it. But how we do things in this channel, we don't, I wouldn't talk about the gift of marriage, because marriage is a gift from God. And trust me, I'm not going to talk about marriage. I'm not going to talk about the gift from God and not refer to the manual. Because what do you mean? Every time you buy a gift, you use the manual. Like there's a user manual, and that's what you use. In the manual for marriage is the Bible. So I'm gonna quote the Bible, because the gift comes from God and the word of God is the manual. I'm sorry. So if you don't want to cut the manual, what are you doing? Why are you even using the gift? So let's start with first of all, the first question is how. I'm gonna put the questions here, by the way, like next to me somewhere. The first question is, how is marriage? Honest truth, lol. So to be quite honest, I am loving my marriage. I am grateful. You know what? God is good. I see the work of God. I see. Oh man, I cannot begin to talk about marriage. Like, I love it. I love being married. You know what? I actually delayed. I got late, but I delayed getting married because I met my husband a little later. Like, why didn't he come early? Right? Because I was going to marry him then. Like, I married him now. So the only regret that I have is that I didn't marry early, because I've always wanted to get married young. And in my African society, I did still get married early, like really young, but I would have loved to marry a little younger, like 18, 19. But anyway, child, no one's keeping tabs. So yeah, I love marriage. I like marriage. I want to be married. So yeah, that's how my marriage is, to be honest. From my point of view, that's how I feel. So that was the first question. But now, going on with the first verse of the Bible, Genesis 2 verse 22 to 24. I'm going to read to you. It says, "And the rib that the Lord has taken from the man, he made into a woman. He brought her to the man. Then the man said, 'This at last is one of my bones and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman, because she is taken out of men. Therefore a man shall leave his father and his mother, and hold fast to his wife, and they shall become one flesh. That is what God said. Like, that is what God said about marriage. Like, first of all, a man shall leave his mother and his father, and he shall go and look for a wife, and they shall become one. So I've seen a lot of people in marriages. There's I, this, I, her, him, her. There is no I in marriage. There is we and us. So you just have to know that for your marriage to work, you just are supposed to be one. There's always supposed to be, you're supposed to be in unity all the time. You are one flesh. You can't be two. So even in fights, even in arguments, you just have to know that we're not two different people, we're one person. So it's not against two of you. It's not between the two of you, but between you versus the problem that you're facing, and not you and your husband, not you and your wife, but you against the problem. So let me tell you something. Anytime, like anything in marriage, that's why I say it's blessed by God, it's an honor from God. As long as God is the foundation, I'm telling you, if God is the foundation of your marriage, everything will be okay. Yes, there'll be challenges, but you always know what it is about marriage. You always know what to do, because you are using the manual. So use the Bible, like, be the character, try to live a godly life, try to live a life that pleases God. And I'm sorry for the ladies, like the boss ladies, the independent mamas. I'm not saying this for anyone maybe who has faced challenges, or maybe they have had to separate, or maybe they just didn't ever get a chance to get married. I'm not saying that to those people. I'm just saying to those who are married, it's always God first, the hierarchy. I'm going to show you the hierarchy. Hierarchy is God, your husband, and then you. That's the hierarchy. You can never be above your husband. I'm sorry. You have to respect your man. You have to respect your husband, because that is how God set up the marriage to be. That's the marriage hierarchy. You put God first. He's above everything. You love God first before you love your husband, and then there's your husband and you. There's a reason it's supposed to be like that. So once you try and disrupt the hierarchy, trust me, things are gonna go south, and you're not gonna like it. So remember, whatever advice I'm giving you, or whatever my views on some things, take it with a grain of salt, because I'm just a girl, So that was the first phase of our conversation. God said a man will leave his mother and father and start his own family with his wife, and they shall become one flesh. That is how we know that marriage is good. It was blessed by God. Marriage is a gift from God, to be quite honest. And then the next question, I'm gonna be doing question, verse. There might not be a flow to it, but we're just having a conversation, isn't it? So this is not planned or anything. I'm just asking questions and I'm talking from my head. And then the next question is marriage worth the hype? I know a lot of girls who love to know if it's worthy getting married. Girl, and it's worth the hype. What do you mean? What is that even a question? I personally think marriage is, like I said, it's a gift from God. What do you mean a gift from God is not worthy? Marriage protects a lot of things. Marriage keeps you from doing stupid things. Marriage grounds you. Marriage helps you become a better person. And remember, I'm just talking from a point of view. I know that there are many cases in which You could face abuse, you could face this and that, but I mean, if people really followed what God said and how God wants us to be, I don't think people would abuse each other in marriages. I don't think people would argue in marriages. Of course, you can like have disagreements, but I feel like people would still have respect for each other if they followed what God wants in marriage. So God wouldn't have given you the gift of marriage and made it hard as people make it seem, you know. So to answer your question, yes, I think marriage is worth it. And to the young girls out there, please just, don't listen to people telling you that marriage is not worth it, because marriage protects you from a lot of things. If you get married to your partner, first of all, you're off the streets. Now you're building a future with one person. You're not going to jump from here to here to here to here, That's a lot of energy, that's a lot of jumping. So if it is possible that you can, you can stick to one person, grow with them, start a family with them, be stable in all aspects of your life, because you're stable financially, you're stable mentally, you're stable in a way, you know where your life is going. But then if you don't get married and you're jumping from the next jail to the next chick, then I'm sorry, but at the end of the day, you're gonna be heartbroken. You're gonna experience a lot of heartbreaks. While is if you were to become one with one person and grow with that person, fully dedicating your life in everything you do to God and that person, then things will be a bit better. There's a lot of stability. And the only advice I'll tell you, you have to get married when you now want to get married. Marriage is not, it's not all rosy. Yeah, there are sunflowers, there are lilies, there are thorns, in that bouquet. It's not only roses, there's a lot of variety. So you have to know, and you have to make sure that, I'm ready to get married, and do it because you're ready. It's both for the boys and the girls. You just have to know that I'm ready and I'm ready. You just have to know I'm ready and I'm ready for all that's coming with it, Just be ready for everything. Just know that it's not all rosy. At the same time, if you're getting into it, just know that you're ready for it. Ready for all the ups and downs that's left on the sides, just know that you're ready for it. That's all advice. And if you're ready for it, I'm telling you, you're going to persevere. You're going to persevere and do everything to keep you married and to stay in that marriage, because once you're married, there's no way till death do us apart. That's what we said. Once you're married, I'm only leaving you when you die. When you die, then that's when our journey ends. But you can't tell me that I'm alive and you're leaving me. How till death, Baba. Now to the next verse, which is Proverbs 12 verse 4. It says, an excellent wife is a crown of her husband, but she who brings shame is a rottenness to his bones. Your rottenness to his bones. So that the verse is simple. As a wife, you're supposed, if your husband is asked, I know this person from somewhere, is she your wife? He should boldly say, yes, that's my wife. That's a wife that is a crown, because how beautiful a crown is. It's shiny, it's just amazing, it's beautiful. That's how people wear with crowns, wear their crowns, they are proud of their crowns, because it's at the top of their head, everyone can see it, but then if your wife is is suspicious, then every time someone mentions her, you don't want to be associated with her, and that's not how it should be. As a wife, you should, people say, dress how you want to be addressed in a type of way, but then in terms of character, not in terms of dressing or whatever, just the person you are, you're supposed to carry yourself in a way that your husband is proud of you. Yeah, that's what the verse says. And if we could, as wives, if we could just make our husbands proud and be their crowns, imagine how beautiful it would be. I just can't say it. And then The next question is, what's your advice to someone who is dating now? So, dear sisters and brothers, to those who are dating now, go ahead. But then my number one advice is, don't ever be with someone that you don't see yourself with in the future. I've seen a lot of people who get proposed to. We all have seen videos of people being proposed to and they reject. Like, okay, so what were we doing? So why are you rejecting my proposal? And to the guys, wouldn't you guys have made the conversation and all that? Because you definitely can see that your girl is ready or not. Don't embarrass yourself like that to go and propose to a girl that you haven't talked in that sense to, because you're going to be embarrassed and you're going to trend. You're trend, So don't do it. Date someone you see yourself in the future with. In case whatever happens, if the worst happens, you know what the worst I'm talking about. If the worst happens, you can stay with this person, You can build a life with this person. So don't compromise your standards, don't compromise your beliefs, don't compromise a lot of things. If the person is not aligning with what you're looking for in a husband or in a wife, it's best to just end that and continue to the next. It's courtship. Look for the next person and build with someone. Don't, I know that no one is perfect. You can never get the 100% package deal that I tell you, but do not compromise on things that are very, very important to you. You can overlook some things, but don't ignore a lot of red flags. Don't ignore a lot of red flags. Yes, red flags are there. You can have 3 or 4, but if you now have 20 red flags, then you definitely don't want to end up with that kind of person. So do not date someone you see these are red flags. Don't date that kind of. I don't want to be, I don't want to look like I'm telling you something, but you're from your own view. When I wait, you can just say, I don't want that. I don't want this type of thing. I don't want this type of thing. So just date someone and build someone. If you're gonna stay for years with a person in the relationship before you guys get married, make sure that is the person that you would want to get married to. Don't waste your time if you can see that there is no future. My sister, don't waste your time. I'm telling you, don't waste your time. And then our next verse is 1 Peter 3 verse 1 to 2. Likewise, wives, be subject to your husbands, so that even if some do not obey the word, they may be won without a word by the conduct of their wives, when they see your respectful and pure conduct. Just like the last verse, it says that your husband might be trendy, your husband might do a lot of things. Your husband might seem like he's not doing what God would want a husband to do, but then if you're respectful and the way you carry yourself just screams God, maybe they might say, what, maybe he's just doing this thing, maybe he's just doing this and this, but he's not like that, because there's no way he can have a wife like that and act like this. So conduct yourself in a way that people would say, he's doing this, but his wife is a germ. They shouldn't say, both of them are the same. No, but they say, but the wife, have you seen the wife? Have you seen his wife? Where have you seen his wife? That's how you're supposed to conduct yourself. You should be respectful and pure, and you might win a little points. You might win a few points for your husband in that aspect. Then another question kind of is, I am a bit hesitant about marriage, because what if it changes towards me? How do I deal with that? Plus, how do you handle your fights? So she's saying that she's hesitant about being married. If you get the right one, if you pray about it, the one thing about marriage, like prayer, ask God, because He is the one who gives gifts. Ask God, pray to God. God, I want a husband like this. God, I want this. God, I want this. Please, God, I want this. And do not ignore God's signs. If you wanted this and this and this and this, and you meet this guy and he doesn't have those things that you wanted, don't just jump. God will give you what you ask for, because He says, ask anything in my name and I will do it. So if you see that yes, this package came, but it seems like the instructions are not the same, the list is not what I asked for, then push it away. It's not yours. Maybe it was just a test. It's not yours. Don't just jump. Like I say, don't ignore red flags. Like how, if you have small arguments, how someone reacts to you. If someone is reacting the way you don't like, leave it. Because, for example, let's say he didn't pick up your phone or whatever, or something happened, you had a little fight, and then someone is like, why didn't you answer my phone? What do you mean? Why did you answer my phone? Did you know that you're my girlfriend? I tell you what to do. My sister, that's a red flag. Like the way someone handles the fights, from when it's relationship, or how they are emotionally intelligent. Like you can see emotional intelligence, someone who can regulate his emotions and see, can say, okay, I might want to talk about this, but this is not the right time. You have to dig deep and see how someone handles those things, and you will never fall into the trap of someone changing on you, because a pure person can never change, because that's how they are. You can never really change character. Character is how you are, the person you are. And if you're a kind person, you're a kind person. If you are a rude person, you're a rude person. So don't ignore, like I was saying, don't ignore the red flags, because the red flags are going to show you what kind of a person he is, what kind of a person someone is. And if there's someone that you don't like if you don't see yourself being with that kind of person, just leave. That way he will never change on you. Trust me, a good husband, a good person, a good boyfriend who will be a good husband. A bad boyfriend who will be a bad husband. There's no way marriage changes someone. Like, don't marry someone and think that you're going to change them. Don't date someone and think that, you know what, as time goes, I'm going to change him. You're not God. You're not Jesus. You don't change. You can't turn water into wine. So stop wasting your time. You can't change anyone. If someone is like that, they're like that. And if you don't want that, leave it. So that is the only way you can ever make sure that you don't trip yourself into that kind of situation. And the way I handle my fights, personally, I don't like fighting, to be honest. And I was blessed to have a husband who also doesn't like fighting. He's really emotionally intelligent, so he will really discuss whatever we are disagreeing with in a polite, respectful way that will not hurt me, but at the same time that will make it clear that maybe something that I didn't make him happy, and he will be honest about it, in a respectful way. That's how I'm like, thank you God every day, because he is a respectful husband and I respect him back, and that's how it keeps us going. We are respectful. We always, if you see that things are spiraling, like, things are heating up and we're not understanding each other, we always get back to say, you know what, baby, like, we're not fighting. It's not me and you fighting. We're trying to fight the problem, not us, So that's how you handle your fights. It's never between the two of you, but the problem. So you are not fighting, you two as a team, as one, you're fighting the problem. So yeah, it's that simple really. It's not that simple, but it's that simple. So you just have to know how to handle your fights. Like everything, it's how you fight. How you fight determines, because you don't want to say bad words. You don't want to, because words they go deep. So you don't want to say things that you wouldn't say if you were happy. So if you don't want to talk, then just leave the room and come back. Take a walk and come back when you're better. Don't shout. We don't do that here. Don't shout. It's not necessary. You can just go take a walk, take a breather, and then come back when you feel better. Then you say, I didn't like this, he can also say, okay, I'm sorry, I did this, and then you understand, life moves on. We don't have to fight. We don't throw hands here. No, we don't do that. Because like I said, we are respectful and we take it. And what I always believe is that if you really love someone that much, you wouldn't want to inflict pain on them, and you wouldn't want to hurt them. So those who beat wives or those who beat husbands, like, what do you mean? You want to see the person that you claim to love crying just because you hate them? What do you mean? So it's that simple. If you don't ignore the red flags, they will not change on you. And if you're respectful, the fights will not escalate. You know how to fight. Emotional intelligence is. And then another verse is Proverbs 19 verse 14. House and world are inherited from fathers, but a prudent wife is from the Lord. So, dear brothers, since you are the ones who are going out to look for wives, please pray about your wives, so that lakona is the same way that people are, like the same way that women will pray for their ideal husband. You are supposed to pray for a God-fearing woman, a kind person. And what I'm advising you, like, I also ask my husband his views or his advices that he would give to someone who's dating now or someone who wants to get married in the future. And these are also his 2 cents. It's us telling you guys, but through me. So just find a God-fearing. You just have to make sure all your things align. Not all, but almost. Like, the important thing is make sure that they align. Your parenting style, if you're to have children, your financial goals, if you know, your religion, your just character. Is that the kind of person that you want to end up with? Is she kind? Is she loving? Is she, everything that you want in a woman? Pray about it to God, because that is the only thing that you're going to get from the Lord. The houses in the world, you can get them anyway, but a wife that will give you a peace of mind, you can only ask for the right wife from the Lord. You can only ask it from God. So yeah. Then other questions: what are the things you wish you knew before getting married? My sister, I did my marriage I did my research really, really good. Like, I knew what I was looking for, I knew what I wanted, and I knew the person I was, and I knew the person I wanted in my life. So I might say let me just think about things that I wish I knew. That maybe, let's just say, there will be challenges, yeah, but I was prepared for that, because like I said, I don't talk much, I am kind, and I'm respectful. That I was taught from when I was young, so it's not really that difficult for me to be respectful. It's not always going to be rosy, like I said, but how you handle it is going to either make it longer or cut it short. So yeah. And things I wish I knew. I always knew that God is supposed to be the foundation, and you should always have God as the foundation of your marriage. I'm telling you these things so that you also, work on them. What else did I? Or maybe you have to know the family setup of your husband before you marry them, maybe. Your boyfriend, like where he comes from. I did know that. I did research. What else? I really did my research, I'm not gonna lie. So I advise, if you wanna get married too, I advise you do your research, and I advise that you ask God about everything, because like I said, it's a gift from God. So yeah, I did my research. Trust me, I knew what I was getting into. Then another verse is Proverbs 10 verse 12. Hatred stirs up strife, but love covers all offenses. So you don't have to don't be bitter. Like, don't be bitter. Bitterness destroys a lot of things, like it says. Like, if you're talking from a point of hate, or from a point of I hate you, you are really gonna hate someone. So just know that love covers all offenses. Nothing is greater than love. Like, love is love. Yeah, I'm just gonna say that. That's what it says. Like, always handle everything in a marriage with love, and you see that everything is gonna go. Even that if you're angry, have love. Even wakatama say, have love. Even as have love. No matter how angry you are, have love, and then you see that everything is gonna go well for you. I tell you. And then the next question is another question. What things should we be prepared for before we enter into marriage? You're supposed to prepare for financial hiccups, because that's life. It's not always gonna be okay. Financial hiccups, family drama. What else? You're supposed to be prepared for just lifing, because life lives, and you're supposed to be ready. That's like the basic things. The main things are family, because his family, your family might affect your marriage, but it's only how you handle it that matters. And then secondly, you're supposed to think about financial hiccups, know how to handle them. Like, you're not always gonna have money, which is fine, and know how to handle the storms as they come. And that of all, you're also supposed to know that life is gonna life. It's just how you handle things and how you go through things that keeps the marriage going and keeps the marriage happy. And then verse 18, verse 4, let marriage be held in honor among all, and let the marriage bed be undefiled, for God will judge the sexually immoral and adulterous. So when you get into marriage, you just know, this is my person for the rest of my life. You're not gonna go outside, because if you go outside, it's between you and God. I'm telling you, my friend, it's gonna be between you and God, and it's gonna be between you and God. So like I was saying, it's gonna be between you and God. Like, I can never control you to not cheat. I can't control you to not, break our vows of us being together till the rest of my life. So it's all about you knowing what God has to say with that type of situation, and making sure that you stick to it till the end of time. Because God will judge you. I'm not going to say anything about that. I'm just going to say that God will judge you, like He says in the Bible. And then the question is, how do you know you've met the right person? The thing is, He will tick most of your boxes. Like what you ask from God, He will tick most of your boxes, and they're gonna be signs. They're gonna be signs that will tell you, you know what? This is the one. Like, this is the one. He's gonna tick what you ask for. Like, just like, okay, God, I asked for this and this and this, and then you're like, you are all those things that I asked from God. Then you know that He's the one. As long as you ask from God, then God will give you the one. That's how you know. Like, He will tick the boxes that you ask from God. Like the signs that you ask, you're going to see the signs, and you will know that God, you did a thing here, and thank you, Lord. So that's how you're going to see. That's how you're going to know. That's how I knew. And then the next verse, which is going to be our last to wrap up our love conversation, our marriage conversation. And if you guys want me to talk more about these things, because there's a lot of things to marriage, like the problems that I thought were never there, like what to expect. Like, if you want me to do this kind of video again, you just comment down below, and I will deliver. So 1 Corinthians 13 verse 4 to 8, it says, love is patient and kind. Love does not envy or boast. It is not arrogant or rude. It does not insist on its own way. It is not irritable or resentful. It does not rejoice at wrongdoing, but rejoices with the truth. Love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Love never ends. As for prophecies, they will pass away. As for tongues, they will cease. As for knowledge, it will pass away. But love never ends, That's what our last verse of today's video is. Like, it tells us about what love is. Love is patient, love is kind. You're not gonna always get what you want day and day with love, but then if you're patient, it will come eventually. So love is patient, love is kind. Kind people take care of, you just always want to be kind to your husband, to your kids, to your family, to your neighbors. Just be kind, all will be well, like the verse said. And love does not envy or boast. Love is not proud. Love is quiet. It's beautiful, Love is not arrogant. It's not arrogant. It's chilled. Love is chilled. It's not rude, so you don't have to be rude. You just have to know, if you have love for someone, there's no way you can ever be rude to them. It's not possible, because love is not rude. It does not insist on its own way, It is not irritable, so you cannot be irritated when you're in love, because you're in love. So you cannot be irritated. You cannot be resentful when you're in love. It does not rejoice at wrongdoings, love, but rejoices with the truth. So the truth will always make sure that your love is still the same. Your love is flowing nicely. You just have to be truthful. Love bears all things. No matter what is thrown at you, if you have love, you're gonna be loved. You're gonna be lovely. You won't be irritable. You won't do all those things. It hopes on all things, even if it's shaky right now. Even if you are during a storm, but you're hopeful that this is a season. We're gonna get there. It's gonna be better, because it is love. Love hopes all things. It endures all things. No matter what is thrown at you, no matter what family drama is thrown at you, no matter what financial crisis you're going through, it endures all things, because it knows that it is hopeful. What I'm saying? That is love. Love never ends. That I'm saying. There's no way you're gonna marry me and tell me in 5 years to 10 years that you're divorcing. What do you mean? Our love never ends, That's what God said. Love never ends. So it's till death do us apart. Love never ends. So there's no ending. There's no divorce. If you marry someone, never marry for divorce. Like, let it not cross your mind. Cause once it's in your mind, then what saying. In due time, soon it's gonna happen. But if it's not there, if it's not there, it's not there. So love never ends. Love never ends. So that is where I'm gonna end today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys learned something. I hope you guys are gonna take something and put it into your own marriage. I hope you guys are gonna take something and prepare yourself for the next marriage that you're gonna get into. I hope you guys take something and put it into your dating life. I hope you take something and see the red flags and leave before it's too late. Otherwise, I enjoyed filming this video with you. I enjoyed having this chit chat with you guys, and I hope that I'll see you on the next one. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the video. Till the next one. Bye, friends.